Hello and welcome back to my channel. As you can hopefully see by the title or my intro, I would like to show you how to achieve Selena Gomez's makeup look from Taki Taki.
Oh baby, Taki Taki, Taki Taki rumba.
So if you would like to see this makeup look, just keep on watching. I'm going to start with my eyes today. I want to use a technique that I've tested out last week and is the use of tape. This is so I have a sharp edge on my eyeshadow work. So I'm sticking my tape, following the natural line from my outer corner of my bottom lid to where the tail of my brow will be. Don't worry, it is not the end of the world if the tape is not even. Your eyes aren't even, so don't worry about that. As long as you get it roughly where you want it, it'll be alright. Before I do any of my eyeshadow, I'm going to do my brows. Because Selena has darker hair and she's Latina, she has full dark brows, so that's what we're going to do today. I'm using my all-time favourite eyelash pomade in blonde and an angled brush to fill my brows in. Today I am really truly filling in my brows with the pomade. So to clean up my brow and prime my lid, I'm going to use Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. And you want to prime your lid up to the tape, and I'm going to do the top as well. For my eyeshadow work, I'm going to be using Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette because it has all the eyeshadow colours that I need. I might pop in one more, but majority of my eyeshadows, and you can definitely achieve the makeup look with this palette and many more. So if you have the tones that I'm going to be using, you don't necessarily need this one to achieve this look. I'm taking 203 Bold Metals from Real Techniques, and I'm going to start with butter. From the tape, I'm going in my crease, all the way in. I'm using this brush to blend this in as well. Almost to the brow, but not quite. Very similar brush, and I'm taking Hunts. Again, starting from the tape, just a bit lower down than butter. I'm going into my crease, just tighter in my crease. And once there is barely any pigment on the brush, I'm blending it without moving the brush up and down, still keeping it in that place. The brush will do the work for you. And I'm going to take 203 and blend that again. I'm taking another brush, this is shading brush from Real Techniques, and I'm going to take Chip, and what I want to do with Chip is start on my outer corner, just packing that on, and go in a straight line onto my tape. So I'm almost giving myself a wing with this shadow. I'm going about ½ an inch out and putting some of Chip on the outer third of my crease as well. I'm taking the brush that had Hunts on it, and I'm using that to blend Chip. The brush that had butter on it, I'm just giving it a final blend. Now it's time for the beautiful shimmers. Selena had a very smoky but natural look, and lucky enough there is a shade in Jaclyn Hill palette called SBN, which stands for Smoky But Natural. So I'm taking that on a flat brush, and because I thought the look was just ever so slightly cool toned, I'm going to mix in Hustle as well. So I'm taking both of these shades and I'm going to put them on the 2/3 of my lid. I'm going to start with a brush and then build with my finger. If you have really long nails and you can't use your finger, you can always wet the brush. I'm taking my shading brush that had chip on it and blending the two shades together. I'm not picking up any more product, I'm just using what's on the brush. The brush that had hunts on it, just blending the crease again. And this is the shade that I said I might add, I might not add it. This is L'Oreal Color Riche Lumber Pure Single Eyeshadow. This one is in Nude 204 and I'm taking that on my finger again and I'm putting that in the middle just to add extra shine. You could potentially use Queen or Mex in the Jaclyn Hill palette, that would work as well. I'm just being very picky. I'm going to tap this in with my flat brush. Selena pretty much always has a smoky lash line and this is no exception. I'm going to take a base, which is the black shade in the palette, and an angled brush to line my top lash line. And then when it comes to the outer edge, you don't have to be too precise because you're gonna end up with a wing anyway. So I'm just going to take this Essential Crease brush and slightly smudge that liner. Slightly smoke it out. I think I'm done so far. I'm going to take my tape off. I'm going to do my other eye off camera and I will be right back. I'm halfway done with my eyes, but I'm going to do my face and then come back and finish the eye. I cannot tell you how long I've been looking at Taki Taki, studying Selena's makeup and her face especially because she has this natural, glowy, wet kind of look with her skin. To achieve that, I'm going to use Collection Illuminating Touch Foundation. I'm going to use my sponge to apply it. Selena's skin is flawless, mine isn't, so I'm just going to touch up a few of my blemishes with the Catrice Liquid Camouflage. I'm also using my Catrice concealer to go under my eyes. Be very careful on your outer corners. You don't want to ruin that line. And because Selena has this natural, well, bone structure for sure, which I barely have, I'm just going to contour the perimeters of my face with Revolution Fast Base Foundation in F10. This is just basically a slightly darker foundation. I just want the tiniest bit of bronziness. I'm going to bronze further in a minute. I've done all of my creams. I'm just going to set my under eyes with RCMA No Colour Powder. I'm also going to take a little bit on my nose, but I'm not powdering anywhere else. If you are too afraid to leave it at that, do powder, of course. I'm going to further bronze Collection Highlight and Sculpt Duo, and I'm taking the Sculpt shade on my multitasker brush from Real Techniques. I want to focus this on the outer perimeter of my face and Trust me when I say, if you have a good powder, it will not cling onto your base. If you do have a powder that clings onto your face, powder first. Selena definitely has some blushiness to her face. I'm using Revolution Single Blush in Sugar, and she definitely has it focused more on the outer part of her face. So I'm starting there and making sure it is all blended. So she doesn't have much on her apples, it's more focused towards the outer perimeters of the face. For my highlight, to achieve this wet look, I'm going to use Pure Colour Baked Highlighter from New Look. This one is in gold. I'm using this duo fibre brush from Real Techniques. This is a very nice highlighter because it's very like natural looking, but it does give you that glistening skin look. And you want to be generous with this. It will blend into everything else. This is borderline too dark for me, but it blends in with everything else, so that's okay. I won't be able to use this to highlight my Cupid's bow and whatnot, so I'm just going to leave that there. Highlight my Cupid's bow and my nose. I'm going to use either Enlight or Beam, I'm not sure. I might just mix the two. So I'm mixing Enlight and Beam from the Jaclyn Hill palette to put on my Cupid's bow. This is very white undertoned, so I'm making sure it's blended in. Because I want to smoke out my lower lash line, I'm going to tightline and add liner in my waterline. This is NYX Black Pencil. Doesn't have to be neat. I mean, this already looks a little bit more like Selena. I'm taking my 305 and the colour Chip, and I'm going on my outer corner, joining the outer corner with my lower lash line. I went about halfway. Now I'm going to take 203 and butter, and I'm going to use that to smoke out the inner part of my eye. You can use Chip all over, but I think it would just be a little bit too dark for my liking. And because we always need just that little bit of highlight in the inner corner, I'm going to take that L'Oreal single shadow to do that. I'm also going to mix that gold shade from L'Oreal and Beam to highlight my brow bone. So for my mascara, I'm going to use Lash Paradise, and Selena definitely has slightly clumpy lashes on her bottom lashes, and this will give me that look. Selena has two versions of this look, one with a nude and one with a red. Today I'm going for the nude, and I'm taking Max Factor Simply Nude lipstick to put on my lips. Because her lips are glossy, I'm also going to take Tanya Burr lip gloss in Lunch Date. I'm only putting the tiniest bit of this on my lips. So there we go. This is my final look, inspired by Selena Gomez from the Taki Taki music video. I hope you recreate this. I hope you have enjoyed this makeup tutorial as much as I have. I feel sexy. Leave me comments down below what you think of this look. I hope you have enjoyed that. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.